Hello dear friend, and welcome to this new video, which is part of the series about different sign positions of the moon. And in this one we are gonna describe the main characteristics of the moon in Cancer. If you are not sure where is your moon and in which sign is it, you can use my free birth chart calculator and you can find the links below for that. So first of all, what we need to mention is that the moon in Cancer is extremely strong. This is the home position for the moon. This is the sign that the moon is ruling. So everyone who has their moon in Cancer actually has a very strong moon, at least essentially. The sign position is very strong. So it means that all of the typical moon qualities can be very strong and we can find them in this person. First of all, it means that people with the moon in Cancer are really sensitive. They are able to feel everything, the atmosphere around, the attitude of other people, the general mood, the general atmosphere in the closest environment. And they respond to that. They are really influenced by that. They don't have this like strong barrier which will kind of protect them or serve as a filter. For example, the earth signs has this type of filter. The water moon and the Cancer moon specifically is extremely vulnerable, extremely sensitive and open to other people. So that's why you may find that those people just go through all kinds of emotions and they experience them really deep and in a really intense way. They may also be extremely sensitive about criticism or how other people are treating them. So if you have a close person with the moon in Cancer, definitely pay attention how you treat them, because sometimes they may get offended even when that was not the intention. They just feel everything so deep, take everything so personally also. So people need to be very careful with them. Also, some of the most typical qualities of the moon are kind of related to two different sides. And one general side, this is the role of the mother. The other one is the role of the child. And the truth is that people with the moon in Cancer may fall in one of those lists, or sometimes they may switch between one and the other. That means that in some cases, or some of them might be very caring, may literally have this motherly attitude towards other people. First of all, of course, their closest people and family, but also about others. They might be willing to help the weak people or sick people or animals. They just want to help and take care. This is the mother role. But there is another group of people, or they may just go into this state for a while, which is related to the child role. And those are people who are actually quite immature or just so sensitive, and they really may behave like children. They may need more care, they may want someone else to protect them, they just need this support. And it doesn't mean that, you know, there's something wrong or they are bad people or they are lazy. It just means that they are weak because they need support. That's the main thing. They just need this support from other people, for people who will love them. So those are kind of the two general variations of the moon in Cancer. Very caring and very protective, or very needy and very weak and really relying on someone else to take care of them. Some other things which are quite typical are also the strong emotional attachment. And this is kind of related to what we just talked about. They need this support, and when they find it, whether this is in a family member or someone else which comes in their life, they may really get strongly emotionally attached. And sometimes that's fine because that brings a very warm, very close connection between people. But in other cases, it might turn into a suffocating love, or just the person may feel insignificant when they are on their own, and they may really feel like they depend on the other person. So sometimes this strong emotional attachment may bring some potential issues for the people with moon in Cancer. Some other typical qualities are also related to the flexibility that those people have. That's also a positive characteristic, which generally makes them more adaptable. When things change in their closest environment, in their personal life, or even on a social level, they tend to be more flexible, and they just are able to adapt to those new circumstances. So they are really able to make changes. But the negative side of this, or when this gets too extreme, this turns to some kind of inner instability, because they respond to everything that happens outside, or just internally they have this lack of balance. They may have really changeable moods, and it's a little bit like a child again. If you have had a child, and probably you have seen other kids as well, how they may so quickly change their mood. You know, they may cry for something, and then half an hour later they may smile, they may play with the other kids. So they change their mood easily, quickly, and many times a day. Well, the truth is that people with the moon in Cancer, and that applies generally to people who have a strong Cancer energy in their chart or strong moon, they may have those shifts around how they feel, about their moods. And the truth is that also the transit moon may really affect them. You know that the transit moon is changing signs every 2.5 days approximately. So people with the moon in Cancer, or people with the strong Cancer energy, and by the way, I'm one of those people, my ascendant is in Cancer, so I definitely find this in myself, how the transit moon really affects me. The sign position, the aspect. People with the strong moon in their chart, like people with the moon in Cancer, really need to observe, to analyze, and to pay attention to the transit position of the moon, because it literally affects their mood, how they feel, and how they find the atmosphere around them. Okay, other things that are typical for the moon in Cancer are also related to how much they value comfort. To feel comfortable at home or wherever they are, just to know that it's a safe place and, you know, people are supportive. This is also very important. So comfort. And again, that's all about the emotions. At the end, even though they may need also the material environment, you know, the place to literally be comfortable, what they really seek in that is the emotional comfort. And one unhealthy way to handle with some kind of emotional discomfort might be through food. Some of them, of course, not everyone, but in some cases, especially if the moon has challenging aspects when it's in Cancer, people may overeat when they are stressed, or may have other type of, sometimes even eating disorders. This is specific, not for everyone, of course, but overall, when they are stressed, when they feel even overwhelmed or emotionally frustrated, they may eat, or it may just affect their diet. So this is very important. By finding emotional balance, they may literally improve their health. Okay, other things that we need to talk about are also their focus on the past. For many people with the moon in Cancer, this might be an issue. They may regret about something in the past, or they may feel sorry, or they might have had a great experience in the past, and those memories might be coming all over again in their mind and might be preventing them from being present. And the truth is that sometimes people with the moon in Cancer may have this issue. They may not be really present. They might be dreaming of something, they might be kind of distracted, or you just look at them and you see that they are not really here. They are somewhere else. They are fantasizing, they're dreaming, or they're just living in their own imagination. Usually people with the moon in Cancer have quite intense, quite vivid imagination, which can be something great, of course, but sometimes it can make them a little detached from reality, and it might turn into an issue. Some other things which are quite interesting are related to the figure of the mother. So Cancer is the sign which is related to the mother, and people with the moon in Cancer have a very deep, strong need to have this kind of typical, traditional type of mother. The extremely devoted, warm, caring, supportive mother. And very often they may have this connection, but in some cases, if the moon has lots of challenging aspects or there are other factors, this might be missing. And this is a real problem because internally they have the need, but if the mother doesn't bring this energy into their life, they may feel empty, they may feel unimportant, or it may affect their personal life in other ways. Another variation is also when the connection with the mother is so strong that it also may become unhealthy. And this can be also the very caring, completely devoted mother, but sometimes we know that this love may also be suffocating. So people with the moon in Cancer definitely need to work with this theme. The role of the mother, the figure of the mother, and usually there is something that I think that would apply to almost every human being, but you know what I mean. When you have a strong Cancer energy, this is just a very important topic. And when there is an extremely strong kind of a connection related to dependence or extremely strong attachment, this is also a problem. And the other thing might be possible as well when the child has the need but it wasn't fulfilled, and then later on they keep seeking for someone else to replace this role or to provide them this caring, supportive, motherly energy. And it might get complex, especially for men with the moon in Cancer. What happens is that, especially if the mother was not a positive figure in their life, they may seek for this energy in another woman, or they may want their partner to substitute, to replace, or to give them what their mother didn't give them. So it's a theme that definitely needs to be explored. But overall, we need to say that the moon in Cancer is very strong. So those are sensitive, very caring, very warm people. They are open to share their emotions. Sometimes it might look a little bit too dramatic, and it doesn't mean that they are exaggerating. It's not like a mask. It's just their way of expression. So for others outside, it might look too much. Too much crying, too much emotions, too much drama. Why are they taking everything so personally? Why are they so sensitive? Very often other people may think like that. But the truth is that the person with the moon in Cancer, they are very honest with their emotional expression. It's not a mask. It's not intentionally dramatizing or exaggerating. It's just that they take everything so deeply and so personally. So it's a real deep feeling. So those are some of the most important characteristics of the moon. And one important note, if you have your moon in Cancer but you don't recognize those qualities, if you see, okay, I'm anything like that, I'm not like that at all, it means that there is something that you have suppressed, and it could be a problem. So first of all, dig deeper, try to look at yourself from an outer perspective, and if you really don't see this, then probably you need to work with another person who may help you to open up and to connect to who you truly are in your nature. So that was the most important about the Cancer moon. If you want to learn astrology with us on a really high level, you are welcome to sign up for the waitlist for Mars Stars Astrology Academy The link is below. Don't forget also, you can always go to my website and use the free birth chart calculator. And there is also a free webinar, which you will find there. Please let me know also, what do you think about the Cancer moon? Do you have any personal experience with that? I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you soon.